Up Paleo, where we talk all things nutrition straight up. I'm one of your hosts, Christina Rice. I'm a holistic health coach, nutritional therapy practitioner in training, and the creator of the Paleo Women Lifestyle Program. You can find me on my website and blog, ChristinaRiceWellness.com, as well as on my other podcast, Wellness Realness.
And I'm your other host, Kara Halderman. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner from Dallas, Texas, NLP master practitioner and mindset coach, and creator of careaboutit.com. In this podcast, we'll be discussing all things paleo, health, and nutrition, along with answering questions straight from you.
If you'd like to submit a question for us to answer on the podcast, head to straightuppaleo.com or email us at straightuppaleo@gmail.com.
Remember our disclaimer. Materials in this podcast are only to be used as advice and are not to be used in place of general medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
If you want to support the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a rating and a review on iTunes. Enjoy the show!
Hey, Christina. Happy Thursday.
Hey, happy Thursday, even though it's not Thursday, it's Monday.
I wish it was Thursday, honestly.
It feels like Thursday to me. I was thinking about this morning because I woke up and was doing my things, all of the things, and I thought, wow, I can't wait for Friday because I, for some reason, thought tomorrow was Friday, and it's not, it's Monday.
Oh my God.
But this is the struggle of being an entrepreneur when every day is the same.
Honestly,
you have
though,
no sense of
I
weekend.
have that too, even though I have a job. Like, I'm just like, oh, happy Thursday. They're like, Kara, it's Tuesday. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I need to start having like hours and weekends and forcing myself to not work on weekends. So I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no rest. There's no like rest day. And I need rest day. So interesting. But what's new over there?
Actually, a lot is new. Weirdly enough, over here, I took like a week off. So everyone was on, spring break. And I'm like, that doesn't really exist for me. But
Spring Break. Have you seen that movie, Spring Breakers?
That is my favorite movie of all time.
I really hope that's not your favorite movie of all time.
No, it is so artsy. Like, it is good. I love it.
It is too much. Oh my gosh. But I also have just like weird James Franco things, so it's fine.
Like, issues with him? What?
I feel like if you go to UCLA, you just have a different perspective on James Franco.
Okay, I'll never know then.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Because he's a teacher there.
No? What?
Yeah, he teaches for the film school, and I studied film, so.
What?
Yeah.
He freaked out by that.
Well, yeah, well, we'll talk about it off air.
Oh, God. But anyways, new things. It was spring break, and everyone else was on spring break, and I was like, F it, I'm going to go on spring break, whatever that means. So basically, I just didn't do anything but actually go to my job. I mean, I went to work, but other than that, I really just, like, kicked it and hung out with friends and, like, did nothing. And this is random, but I got a new car. Well, I got my mom's car. My mom got a new car. So I'm driving this completely foreign car. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's a cool feeling to, like, get a new car, even if it's not actually new. Like, it's my mom's car.
Well, it's just a change.
Yeah, it's just a change. So, and it's nice because my car, I had it for a very long time, like 6 or 7 years. I had it since I was like 16 years old. It was my first car, and it had so many problems, and it was falling apart. And whenever it rains, it would leak through my sunroof, and my car would legit get like moldy, and it was really bad. So now I'm in this new super protective car, and I'm just like, wow, I'm blessed. I feel so blessed right now.
Hashtag blessed. I can't wait to see it.
It's my mom's car.
Never want to get rid of my car. My first car was a Prius. I drive a Ford Escape.
Ooh.
A black
one. SUV, right?
It's like a mini SUV. I adore my car, and I really hope it never dies because there are no cars out now that I think are cute, TBH.
Really?
So yeah. If my car died, I would get a used one for sure, like an old one for sure. Cause I don't know. I'm super picky, but yeah, that's exciting.
I guess it was exciting. Oh, really quick. I didn't even tell you this, but I am going to Paleo FX now.
You are?
Only to the expo, but I love the expo.
Lame.
It's really fun. The expo is super fun, and it's cheaper to get into the expo. But I'm excited because you still get to like meet everyone. That's what I like Paleo FX for, is to like meet everyone and network. So I'm really excited. Corey and I will both be there.
Yay.
So, yay.
What convinced you to come?
Well, I just took the dates off just to like see if I could go, kind of thing, just like open the space for it. And Corey took the dates off, and we both got approved for the dates off at work. And then I'm acquaintances with Keith, the owner. So he's just kind of giving me some expo passes. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go then. It's free. It happened. So we're just going down there. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Corey's friend or something owns this container house that's down in Austin. And we get to stay there for free. And it's like in the hills, and it's really crazy. But it's basically like a paid for trip.
Like the one that you talked about last time, the one that you sent me. Yeah, that's so cool. I'm very excited. I already made my food list. I did research last weekend, and I'm like so excited.
Well,
it'll be my first time in Austin. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it will
all of the things, all of the people.
But what else are you doing?
Like right now or in my life? I mean, I gave myself a week off of NTA work, which is really nice. And now I have to go back to catching up. After my midterms, I was very completely brain fried.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now it's back to the steady grind. So that's good. And I think I'm going to open up another round of my Paleo Women Lifestyle program in a few weeks as well. So we're going to have some more, because the last one ended and everyone loved it. So I think it's time to add in some more ladies. And I am having, me with my food. I'm trying to get my body to tolerate carbohydrates.
It is a daily struggle.
I need to add carbohydrates back into my diet. So, just pushing through. What happens, I get the same symptoms every time, and the advice I'm always given is to just back off. And I am saying this time I'm not backing off. I'm going to push my body a little bit and teach it to tolerate it, because I've been through this before. The first time I ever did a candida diet, I literally would faint every time I ate them. And I had to teach my body to tolerate them. And I did, and it was fine. And so now this time I'm not fainting anymore, thankfully, but I am getting all my other annoying symptoms. And instead of listening to everyone else who says to back off, I'm just going to keep pushing. And I think my body will be able, it makes sense. Like, it's like when your body goes this long without having to digest something or like produce the enzymes to digest things, like it's going to forget, you know?
Totally.
So I'm going to do that. And I also, this is exciting. I believe that my garlic tolerance has improved.
How? That is crazy.
Because basically I ate at Erewhon like 3 times last week, which I never do. That's like a lot for me. And they put garlic into literally everything, and I didn't faint at all or get dizzy. So I got like a stomach ache one night, but other than that, nothing really happened. So I think that my tolerance level is going up.
Either that or you're so used to it that you don't even feel it anymore.
Oh, I'm not, because I don't have garlic regularly except for those nights. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have noticed it after the first night.
Yeah.
Something happened. Because I hadn't had garlic for like a few weeks before that. So that is good news over there. Very exciting. Also, you know what I'm pumped about?
What is it?
Thrive Market got meat and seafood.
Did they
Did
really?
you see? Yeah.
Dude, no, I was just about to place my order today, but I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, my next order, I'm definitely ordering from them. I'm so excited. They have seafood, some chicken, some poultry. Yeah, they have stuff now. So that's super exciting. Like I think it looks like a big bulk order of it.
Oh my
so you
God,
can
that's
freeze
amazing.
it.
It's like Butcher Box, but Thrive Market is seriously stepping up their game. I've always been a huge fan of them, and that's why Christina and I are super excited because they're now a sponsor of the podcast, which is really cool. I've always loved them. My dad actually is the one who introduced me to Thrive Market when, like, way back in the day, like 3-4 years ago, when they really first started up their company. And now they're just like in it to win it, having meat, seafood. You think they'll like carry produce one day?
If they carry produce, they will take over the world.
They really
I
will.
I swear to God, if you guys don't already use Thrive Market, it is basically just the ultimate online marketplace. All of your healthy food items, and not just healthy food, but they have like household items, personal care products too. Literally everything you could ever need at really reduced prices. So if you compare the prices to the store or Amazon, it's much, much cheaper. And you can go on there and basically filter things out. So you can search, there's a paleo tab. You can go by gluten-free, paleo, raw, like you click your little link and then they show you their top products, and it's so easy and you save so much money. Like, it's insane. They show you at the end of every year and after every purchase, I believe, they show you how much money you save. And I mean, game changer. I think everybody needs a membership.
Yeah, it's huge. I originally first started using them because they have a huge selection of fats, like cooking fats, really high quality cooking fats, like all your extra virgin olive oils, coconut oils, ghee. They have duck fat, they have tallow, like they have every cooking fat that you will ever need. And that's why I started using them, because when you go to Whole Foods and you want a jar of ghee, it's like $20, anywhere from $15 to $20. It's crazy. But on Thrive, they also have their own brand now, like Thrive Market brand stuff. So they have their own ghee and coconut oil, which makes it way cheaper. So you're getting anywhere from 25% to a 50% discount on that same quality organic non-GMO product, but it's like delivered to your door and way cheaper. It's the best.
Yeah. They have a huge variety of products, and you check out the stuff from their brand, because I love it. I love their one thing that is tough to find is marinara, and I love Thrive marinara sauce. It's totally clean ingredients, really good, and I found that in college, and I would put it on everything. That stuff is amazing. And also their creamy almond butter is one of my favorite almond butters. It's so good. And something else that they just released recently that I discovered are the paleo snack mixes. Have you seen them?
Yeah, like the nut mixes that have ranch flavor and stuff.
Yeah, it's like imagine paleo Chex Mix. I was like, are you so crazy? And the ingredients are so good. It's so clean. They don't add weird sugar in there, or like, definitely check that out, because that is amazing. So those are some of my favorites, but I love their stuff. And my most recent order, I ordered a bunch of household items too, and they even have makeup on there. I was looking, and they have nail polish.
Yeah.
Have you used Piggy Paint?
No, because I don't know how to paint my nails to save my life, so I avoid nail polish. Is it good though?
Yeah, I really like that brand because it is, I forget if it's 5 free or 3 free or whatever, but it's one of the less toxic nail polish. If you don't know, nail polish, like by nature, because it's polish, is toxic no matter what. You can't have a non-toxic nail polish. But when they're 5 free or 3 free, that means that they are basically like free of 5 of the most toxic chemicals that are in most nail polishes. So that's what you're looking for. And Picky Paint is one of the best brands. Oh. So they have that, and they have other brands too. That's what I thought of. But the other thing that I love is that all the packaging is totally recyclable, and nobody else is doing this. So all of the packaging, the boxes, the inserts, it's all from recycled paper, and you can just toss it in a recycling bin, zero waste, and like no one else is doing that. And everything is packaged
perfectly.
So well. It's insane. So yeah, I just love Thrive. And now that they have seafood and, poultry and meat and stuff, it's
really the all-in-one, like the all-in-one shopping stop. You can get everything, like all those brands you see on Instagram, like your granolas, your Siete chips, like you're eating Evolved chocolate, everything just cheaper. You don't even have to go to Whole Foods anymore. Like
I know.
It's awesome.
That's what I was telling you. Like, I don't ever go to Whole Foods anymore.
I go
unless it's
fun.
like I need a one-off thing. Like, but I get my produce from Milk and Eggs. I get delivered, and then everything else I get from like Thrive, or I get my, it have no reason. So yeah, I don't know. Really, really like it. So if you guys want to take advantage of an amazing opportunity, we have hooked you up, and you can get $60 worth of free organic groceries plus free shipping and a 30-day trial of Thrive Market if you go to thrivemarket.com/straightuppaleo.
Yep, and you know that you're already going to be going to the grocery store to get yourself some Siete chips, almond butter, etc. I know you guys. So hop over, go to thrivemarket.com/straightuppaleo, and seriously, you can get $60 of free organic groceries and free shipping, which is important because no one likes to pay for shipping, and a free 30-day trial. So it's a really awesome offer.
Yeah, and like think about this. Thrive products are already up to 50% off, and then you're getting an extra $60 in free groceries plus free shipping. So huge game changer. Also, quick tip, I will just go on there and browse even when I'm not shopping, just to find out about new products.
Yeah.
You could just click the paleo tab and just kind of see what's out and what's new. And you just click on ingredients, so you can see ingredients and everything, and it's amazing. So it's a really good resource.
Stuff I've never seen in stores before too, which is pretty cool. And if you're on their emailing list, which I think you are automatically when you sign up for a membership, they actually have deals like basically every single day. Like every single day they have deals, like free product. Like today, they emailed me saying like you could get free jerky or something if you ordered today. They'll do like free nut butter, whatever. Every day is a new deal. So they have just like an amazing company with really great ethics and commitment to organic produce. Wow, not produce, but products. Hopefully produce.
Someday when they take over.
But once again, thrivemarket.com/straightuppaleo to get $60 worth of free organic groceries. You'll love it.
Yes. Speaking of groceries, well, not really speaking of, but I don't know why I thought of this. Okay, so let me just lay out my next few weeks of my life. Basically, there's this week, which is going to go by in 30 seconds. And then next weekend, I have 3 events to go to. And then that next week, I'm going to be flying down or over, where am I? What direction am I going?
Southeast.
To Dallas to visit Kara. And we are going to cook up a storm, and our beloved intern, Kelly, is also going to be joining us. This is like the retreat of all retreats, and we're just going to cook so much food, and it's going to, honestly, okay, so we're going to be there, and then the following weekend is my birthday, so I told Kara and Kelly, as my birthday present, what I want is for them to just cook for me all weekend, because I have 2 of the best chefs, paleo chefs in America, right at my disposal. As 2 of my best friends are also 2 of the best chefs I've ever come across, and I need to take advantage of that. There's nothing I want more for my birthday than just good food.
Kelly and I are gonna cook so much for you. It's ridiculous. I have to text her. We have to plan something big. Yeah. Speaking of, I made these really good. I thought of you. For some reason, I don't know why I thought of you. I made barbacoa. Have you ever had barbacoa before?
No, and I want to so badly because I've seen Meg make it. Meg Dahl, who was on our podcast. I've never tried it. Is it good?
I just made it up on a whim the other day because from Butcher Box I had this big roast, and I was like, the heck do I do with this? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make barbacoa, and I put a bunch of stuff in a crock pot that I thought would taste good together, be like barbacoa, and it was freaking amazing. Like, I've been eating on it for a week now, so I was like, Christina would love this. But
I would love it. I'm very excited. This is random, but I'm super excited because I'm making ribs for the first time myself tomorrow, and I'm going to make up a barbecue sauce to go with it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yes,
but
girl,
my friend's coming over and she's like, I really want ribs. And I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try do it in the Instant Pot. I feel like that's easy.
They'll like fall apart if you do it in the Instant
That's what
Pot.
I want.
That'll be super.
Do you know what button I press?
No, I don't have an
even know what
Instant
I'm
Pot.
doing.
I only have a crock pot, but an Instant Pot is like on my list. Okay, this is so off topic, but I'm mad at my dad because I told him that I wanted an Instant Pot, and whenever I tell him that I want something, he goes and he buys it before I get anything.
Of course he does.
And he comes to me and he goes, Kara, oh my God, this Instant Pot is amazing. I just made the best rice of my whole life. And I'm like, I hate you. You didn't even get me one. But anyways.
Your dad's eating rice?
Yeah, he is eating rice. I could talk about some weird things that he's doing, but we'll save that for another day.
Okay, yeah, we don't have time for that. But yeah, that trip is going to be amazing, and I'm going to come home and then like have a day, and then it'll be my birthday weekend, and I have lots of fun things for myself planned. So I'm just very excited.
You should be.
It's like I feel this conflicting, like I'm super excited because I have all this fun stuff, but then I get stressed out because I'm like, I'm going to lose so much work time. Like, I'm going to get so behind because you know what I mean? And I need to just, like, not. I need to not.
Let it go. Yeah.
I know.
Or you can.
Just, like.
There are ways that you can, like, structure it, I guess, to where, like, you're free some days and, like, you're actually have time where you're dedicated to work. But I think you just got to let it go. Some of your expectations.
I know. I'm going to have to be productive beforehand so I can fully embrace the moment. But yeah, so can't wait for you guys to cook for me. Thanks in advance. Also, we are gonna probably do a meetup. So if you're in Dallas, stay tuned for info. And we'll tell you when, and we would love to meet you if you're in the area. You can meet the three of us. We can hang out. It'll be fun. And we will record a podcast not at the meetup. We will record a podcast together while we're in Dallas too. So if there's something that you like want us to talk about specifically while we are together in the flesh, let us know and we'll do it.
Totally.
We're open to ideas.
I love our in-person podcast, so I'm happy that we get to do another one. They're super fun.
I'm a little upset though because this time I won't have you traveling with me, so I won't have a travel squatty potty.
Oh man! Well,
for my Airbnb, because Kelly and I are staying in Airbnb. Are you gonna let me borrow it?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna like use it, and then I can bring it over, like whenever I come to your Airbnb. So I'll bring it over there. Yeah. And give it to
I
you.
love that.
The squatty potty.
I love that.
Squatty potty and Somnifix. Gotta check
I'm
those
gonna add that to my birthday list. I have like 3 things on my birthday list, and those include a stovetop smoker, an air fryer, and now a portable squatty potty because I don't have the travel version. So there's that.
Some solid gifts.
Yeah. But what I will have is my Somnifix.
The best. I've been sleeping extra good, like really, really good lately. I don't know if it's because I am so tired or if it's because Somnifix works so freaking good. It's absolutely amazing. And for some reason, I feel like I'm never running out. Like, I've been on the same box for what feels like forever. So I'm really confused.
I know they last a while.
Yeah, it lasts for a whole month. You get like a whole month supply of Somnifix. And I love also seeing everyone else on Instagram and their testimonials of how well Somnifix is working for them, you know?
Mm-hmm. I have to be honest. Some nights I'm like so tired I stayed up too late, and I think I'm too lazy to put mouth tape on. And then I think, oh, no, I'm not, because it'll take me 2 seconds. And if I don't put it on, I will literally sleep so horribly and wake up feeling so unrested. I just feel if I don't have it on, I am not rested when I wake up. Like, and I sleep so hard when I have it on and just Oh, and that's why it's especially important for traveling, honestly, because I think most people have issues when they travel. It's hard sleeping like not in your own bed in a new place, and that like basically forces your body to make sure you have a good night's sleep, which
the
is really
Somnifix
helpful.
saved me on that trip. It really forces you to get into that parasympathetic mode and relax. Like, I feel like recently I've been super stressed out, so I made sure that I was using the Somnifix every single night, especially since lately I've been working a lot more early morning shifts. I work at a gym, like we open at 4 a.m. And I mean, I'm not working those 4 a.m. shifts, but I would go in at like 6 or something like that. And I just needed to make sure that the like 5-6 hours of sleep I got that night was solid. And with Somnifix, you can basically guarantee that it's gonna be an amazing night's sleep because you're just so like deep into your sleep that you don't wake up in the middle of the night. I usually wake up in the middle of the night, which is not good for your sleep quality.
Yeah,
so when I have the Somnifix, I go to bed and I wake up literally in the same position that I went to sleep, and I feel like a rock star. It saves lives.
Yeah. That's it's a really good point. If you are somebody who cannot, okay, ideally you need to be getting enough sleep, right? But if you're somebody who you're at a time in your life when you're not getting a full 8 hours, right? At least do this for yourself so you make the most out of whatever sleep you are getting.
Exactly.
That's really, really helpful. So if you haven't tried mouth taping yet with Somnifix, you really need to, because it works like a dream and doesn't hurt when you take it off, put it on. It has a little breathable mouth vent in the front, so you can breathe through it a little bit if you like need to. You're not going to be claustrophobic. And it's basically designed so that if you are uncomfortable, all you have to do is like open your mouth and it'll pop off.
Yeah, it comes off really easily.
Yeah, it's not like suffocating you. It's not it's not scary. And this is the cool new thing. Make it a thing, and you won't drool anymore, and you won't snore. So
you're a cool kid once you put it on.
Yeah.
And you can,
so if you want,
get a discount. We're both like, yes, get the discount.
Like,
you can use our code SUPSLEEP when you order. You can order via, Amazon, which is awesome. And use SUPSLEEP, get 10% off.
SUPSLEEP. SUP sleep. It's kind of funny. It's like SUP sleep.
SUP sleep. Oh my God. When we were at the NTA conference, Jimmy Moore, he finally
got
it. He was like, oh, it's SUP. Like, we're like, yeah, SUP. Get it? It's
I don't know if other people got it. Get it either. I guess now they get it. I hope they get it. I hope you guys know what we're saying.
I know.
SUP.
When we say SUP in the beginning, it's never mind. It's an inside joke, but you.
It honestly reminds me of the 6th grade when like boys would IM me and they'd be like SUP. I'd be like, what's up? Hey. And I never knew if the SUP was like actually, I was asking, was just them saying hi or if it was actually being like, what's up? So I didn't know if I should say hi back or
like,
NMWBU.
I'm so happy no one talks like that anymore.
I know. I do sometimes. It's really sad, but it's fine. Okay, moving on. Should we get to questions?
Let's get to the Q's.
The Q's and the A's. Let's do it.
Numero uno. So, we've got Jordan. And Jordan is asking or saying, she says, I'm currently carrying about 15 to 20 more pounds than I'd like to. I'm 5'3" and I weigh 150 pounds. I feel like despite always focusing on quality, real food and exercising regularly, I just can't drop any of my excess weight. Do I need to just get a grip and start eating less? Should I start tracking macros and playing with the ratios? I feel like I've honestly tried everything and it won't budge. I know weight isn't a direct reflection of health, but I don't feel healthy, and I think the extra weight is starting to contribute to some knee pain when I run. She says, I switch up my exercise between running and weightlifting and some just body weight functional movements about an hour, 5 days a week. Sometimes I'll throw in a yoga or spin class about once a week. I just started training for half marathon and I'm focusing on moderate running and jogging 4 days a week, but she's not very intense about it. I take a probiotic almost daily, magnesium on nights where she needs some help falling asleep. She says over the past 3 to 4 months, she's been 80% paleo, sometimes eating gluten-free foods or beans or hummus, maybe about twice a week. For the past 2 years, I've been having a really tough time figuring out a diet that works best for me and sticking to it. I've tried a variety of stuff. Low carb, could only stick to that for a couple days at a time. High carb vegan, did that for 6 months. And paleo-ish. No matter what diet label I'm on for the past 3 to 4 years, I've been on and off gluten-free and mostly dairy-free. The reason I've been on and off is because I've noticed that digestion, mental clarity, and bloat is a lot better when I don't eat gluten, but I've never been diagnosed, and sometimes I convince myself that it's just a placebo effect. I feel like this is very common. A lot of these things in her question, I feel like is really common in a lot of women. Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. I have so many things to say. I don't even know where to start.
I will start by saying, so she says she's 15 to 20 pounds more than she'd like to. And it sounds like her initial question is just like, what do I do and how do I lose this weight? Mm-hmm. Kind of thing. And my initial reaction to this is that your weight is inflammation. That's kind of my initial reaction. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, the first thing I was like, okay, well, there could be a lot of reasons for the inflammation, right?
Oh, totally.
Just on the surface, okay, I'm not going to go with the surface level first. Like, if there's anything that your body needs to heal internally, that can cause weight gain, like because of the inflammation or just like anything in your body that your body's trying to attack. So your goal should be that you're going to heal whatever is internally going on, and the external weight gain will follow. But also inflammation, I'm wondering, okay, it sounds like you've been a yo-yo dieter in the past. And what I'm wondering is how many calories you're eating, because if you've downregulated your metabolism, if usually people who try these different diets, more often than not, I see them eating just not enough food. If you're not eating enough food, that can cause weight gain too.
Well, especially
over the long term.
If she's been all over the map. Like she's been low carb, she's been high carb vegan, she's been paleo. And I don't think what people understand is that the macronutrient ratios are obviously very different, but like with a paleo diet, naturally you kind of eat more calories. With like a vegan diet, you naturally eat less calories. Mm-hmm. With a low carb diet, like who knows, depending on the type of low carb ketogenic type diet that you're doing. So your calorie intake has probably always been low, but it's just fluctuated like way too much, and your body is on this roller coaster, and it doesn't know what to expect. It doesn't know if it's ever going to get enough food. It doesn't know if it's going to starve that day. Like it doesn't know. It's always on edge, and it doesn't feel safe, your metabolism.
Exactly. And coupling that with training for the half marathon and jogging 4 days a week is not doing you any favors with the inflammation. This is something I see really commonly. People who run marathons usually either basically drop a ton of weight, and it's like they're losing muscle too, or they gain a lot of weight because they get so inflamed because they're overdoing it. It sort of depends on what your past history is. People who drop a ton of weight, usually people who haven't done this before, and they're not stressed out, and so that one time it's a short-term thing. People who, I've talked about this a lot with Jordan Younger, my old boss. She used to run marathons a lot, and she would tell me, she's like, every time I would run a marathon, I would gain a bunch of weight because like I was so inflamed because I was just running so much. This is a really common thing I see with people, and it depends on your body type and your stress levels. And if you have something underlying going on as well, like this yo-yo dieting, like your calories all over, this is classic under eating, overtraining without like meaning to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is going to cause this inflammation. And she didn't mention any of this, but like, how are your hormones and how is your gut health? Those are huge.
Well, she mentions when she doesn't eat gluten, her digestion is better. So to me, it sounds like she's kind of in those beginning stages of recognizing my digestion kind of sucks. I tried to make a couple changes, and I'm seeing some benefit. So this is just me like projecting what I think out there, but I think that you have bad digestion, and you're just now starting to discover that.
Yeah. And like focusing, like to me, I would be like, okay, I'm not going to focus on weight gain. I'm going to focus on getting my digestion and my gut health in check and getting my hormones in balance, because you probably have some hormonal imbalances if you've been going through all these different diet changes and you're doing this marathon training, you know what I mean? But focusing on the gut health, I think would be like number one. I know like there are so many people who they just focus on their gut, and when their gut health gets in check, their weight immediately balances out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that will cause inflammation.
Yeah, it could be for many, many reasons. And if you're still eating gluten, I know you said you've been like mostly paleo for about 3 to 4 months, but even like the occasional gluten here and there, it still triggers familiar inflammation within your gut. Like there's cellular memory there, and your body knows what it feels like to be inflamed, and it's just going to go back into that tight, inflamed attack mode. So I would really just I wouldn't even mess with gluten anymore, because gluten has definitely been shown to cause weight fluctuation in a lot of people. I know that when I was eating gluten, and I was definitely very sensitive to it, I had a ton of weight fluctuations, and it was very weird. Like I would lose a lot of weight, I'd gain a lot of weight, or I'd stay at a higher weight for a really long time. So I know that gluten on its own can definitely cause weight gain, so I would just stay away. And I wouldn't, your last paragraph, I know that you were definitely like had this thing of yo-yo dieting in the past. I would honestly just kind of stay away from dieting in general. Like, don't even, this is just my advice, but I wouldn't even like call yourself paleo or anything. Like, just really focus on eating good whole foods and paying attention to how they interact with your body, because I can tell that you have a history of being insecure, like with the way that you're eating, with your weight. And I think you just kind of need to let go of the dieting and focus on having a really good relationship with food, not trying to restrict, not trying to over exercise or compensate for what you've been eating, but really having a good relationship with food as it is, and not like swinging around the macronutrient scale to get a certain physical result. Just balance your plates. Get your protein, fats, vegetables. If you want to add in carbs in the form of whatever works for you, then do it. But there can be inflammation coming from a lot of things. Like what Christina said, gut health is probably number one in this circumstance. Number two, probably overexercising, causing inflammation. We don't know about your hormones, but there's also emotional inflammation. A lot of people, when they're carrying around extra weight, they're carrying around a lot of burdens, like a lot of emotional burden that they just have not cleared up from their life. And I don't know what that is for you, but it looks like, I mean, there's probably some sort of relationship with food. I don't know if there's something going on in your family, something that went on in your past, but I know that there is a correlation with that emotional issue. And if you can do what you can to help resolve that and bring that up, then honestly, that may contribute to your healing journey. So.
Yeah. Stress causes weight gain. Okay. Like any type of stress, emotional stress can cause weight gain, physical stress, internal, external, doesn't matter. So you need to address every stressor in your life. Maybe slow down a little bit. I also want to pick apart that last paragraph too, because I agree with Kara, and also just want to say, I'm wondering what was it about all these things that you tried that made it hard to stick to something? Because my instinct is that you probably didn't feel satisfied on it. And I see this a lot with people, and it comes back to eating enough food, honestly, or all of these things that she mentions, like low carb, I'm trying to find it, high carb vegan, paleo-ish. It's I'm sorry, there is a wrong and a right way to do every type of quote diet. I see so many people try and go low carb and they aren't eating enough food. They're not eating enough fat. They're not eating enough of the other things, or even it could be high carb vegan. You could be eating just crap products with horrible ingredients, right? And you're not focusing on whole foods. You're not eating the right type of carbohydrates for your body. I think that I agree with Kara, just like don't focus on any of that. But I think that for weight loss and for building muscle and just feel like, I think that you should really, like, what you should focus on is protein. I really think you should focus on protein because protein is the most satiating macronutrient. And it also is like the one you want to focus on if you are looking to lose weight for that reason. And study after study has shown that people who start their day off with a high protein breakfast will eat less throughout the day. And it really helps to satiate you and it'll leave you feeling better, and that will help you like recover with all this exercise you're doing. It's really, really important for recovery. And you do not, with all this cardio, if you're training for a marathon, you do not want to be losing muscle, but you basically, there's going to be some muscle loss when you're doing that much cardio. So to minimize that, you want to be focusing on protein and making sure that you're getting enough protein in there. That is really, really important.
Yeah, that is important.
So that's what I would say, like focus on the protein. The other thing I just want to say, because this statement is something I hear often. She says she notices that her digestion, mental clarity, and bloat is a lot better when she doesn't eat gluten, but she's never been diagnosed. And sometimes I convince myself that it's just a placebo effect. All right, girlfriend. I don't care if you've been diagnosed or not, and I don't care if you think it's a placebo effect or not. First of all, it's not. I'm not even going to get into the fact that gluten has so many horrible health consequences. Not even going to get into it, but even if let's just say it is a placebo effect, who cares? It's still giving you positive results. And you know what I mean? There's no test. I've never been diagnosed with anything. But I listen to my body, and my body tells me that gluten is poison to me. Okay? So you don't have to have a diagnosis, to know that something, doesn't work for your body. If we all
100%.
waited around for diagnoses, then none of us would be achieving our health goals. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep. And I'll tell you also, it's not a placebo effect. I know for a fact because you said sometimes I convince myself that it's just a placebo effect. So I know right now you're not trusting your intuition because your intuition is telling you, hey, gluten is not working for me. But you're over here trying to justify it because I don't know what that means. Like you're trying to be something, like you want to fit in, you want to eat gluten. I don't know what it is, but you're trying to justify something that your body is outwardly telling you is wrong for you. So trust yourself, girl. You got to learn to trust yourself and trust your body because you seem to know what to do regarding some foods. You're just trying to go the other way. Like same with in the very beginning where you were talking about, do I need to just get a grip and start eating less? That was like the exact statement, what you just said. Do I need to get a grip and start eating less? So that statement saying get a grip, that to me implies that you do not trust yourself, that you feel out of control, and that you feel like you need to restrict something and really hone in on something. But we talk about this all the time. Your body, if you listen to it, most of the time it will tell you exactly what it needs. And right now I can tell you, you do not trust yourself and you're not listening to the signs that your body is telling you. So if you would just do that and implement all of these little things that we were talking about, I think you would see that weight would start to come off in a healthy manner.
Yeah. Removing gluten alone could allow you to lose the weight. And this is what I want to emphasize. It's not about restricting or eating less. It's taking things away. It's about replacing things. It's about just doing something different. So it's not, you know what I mean? And I do want to talk about the fact that gluten is really difficult for many people to eliminate. And there are a ton of different reasons for that. A lot of it is social. A lot of it is just we're used to it. But let's talk chemically. Gluten is addicting. Okay. So it's like the same as why is it hard for a drug addict to, give up drugs? It's an addictive substance, and gluten has addictive properties the same way sugar does.
Totally. It triggers dopamine in your brain. So you're getting pleasure signals every single time that you're eating gluten. I remember just eating like so much bread and like stacks of pancakes and feeling so happy and high. Like I never wanted this to end. But then it was a terrible downward spiral afterwards.
Why do you think that they give you free bread when you go to a restaurant at the beginning?
Oh, yeah, they want you to eat more because they know
That's
you
exactly
will.
why. Yeah, exactly. Because they put it out there, you eat a piece of bread, you're done for. You know, like, so I just point that out because I know for me personally, when I was trying to like eliminate things in my diet that were harming my health, like the sugar and the gluten, that I felt this pull to, it helped me to understand this sort of scientific basis of why it was so hard for me, because it's not a moral failure. You know, all these people who feel like they can't give up the sugar or the gluten or it's not a moral failure. Like, it's not you. It's like these have actual effects on your brain, on the chemicals in your brain, your neurotransmitters. That's what it's doing to you. So when you can kind of take that objective perspective, I think it does kind of help understand, because it's not you. So that's why it's just about switching what you're eating. You know, like anything that, if you feel like you're going to miss out on any particular food, go on the internet and find a paleo version. I promise you there's a paleo version of literally everything.
Yeah, every friend that I talk to, they're like, I bet it's easy to be gluten-free. Like, people actually tell me this now. They're like, you're not missing anything. Like when you're gluten-free, because there's a replacement for everything. So yeah, but what Christina said, like, you don't have to feel bad. Like she says, on a moral failure, like you don't need to beat up on yourself if it's really difficult for you. But at the same time, you do have to.
Giving up anything we're used to is hard to begin with.
I know.
Let alone if it's addictive. You know what I mean?
Of course. But at the same time, like, you have to get real with yourself and be like, hey, this isn't working. Like, I have to get rid of it. Like, you have to get real with yourself. You can't just be like, I know there's a lot of talk out there being like, oh, just be nice to yourself and like listen to your body. And it's all very airy fairy. Like, don't beat up on yourself. Who cares? And I'm like, I get that. And that's very important. But there's also reality. And if you feel like crap and you're carrying around a lot of inflammation, you can't do that. You have to get serious. Yeah, and that is one thing that is like, this is one thing that's making me so mad. Like, sorry, I'm like gonna go on a rant about it, but literally just the people that are so out there saying that like everything is fine and like just be nice to yourself and listen to your body and eat what you want, and if you eat gluten, it's okay, like all this stuff. And I'm like, that may be true for a majority of the population that is not really dealing with anything. But
no, that's not true for the majority of the population. The majority of the population is it's not a majority. It's a minority, if that. I'm sorry. I'm a hard ass, but I mean, I can't. But sorry. I also think it's just like, back to what you're saying. It's just like, okay, what are your priorities? Like, you're coming to us with this question, right? Because you want to lose this weight. So do you want to lose this excess weight, or do you want to hang on to gluten?
Which one is more important?
Which one do you want to pick? You know what I mean? That's kind of like, that's an oversimplification, but at the end of the day, it comes down to prioritizing. You know, I think we all struggle with this. It's like, am I going to eat that and feel like crap tomorrow? You pick and choose your battles, but you do have the choice, and you are deciding. So it's not out of your hands. It's just, what do you want to decide? And there's no wrong answer. You get to pick for yourself, but that is the reality of the choice and the repercussions of your decision.
Yes. And when it does come to weight loss, like, it has been shown consistency is key. Like, there is a consistency factor if you want to lose weight healthfully and keep it off. So, and a lot of things that I'm noticing is very inconsistent in a lot of the words that you're saying. Like, you go from one diet to another. Your workouts are very inconsistent as well. Sometimes you'll just throw in something here, throw in something there. And when you have an end goal in mind, like when you really want something, most people, they don't just kind of like dilly-dally around. Like, they have a plan. You know, they're focused and they're consistent. And that does apply to some extent with weight loss. So I would say to work in some more consistency, like say that you're going to do strength training, which I think would probably be the best for you in your circumstances, not marathon running. You're going to do strength training like 3 days a week. that is your rock. Like that's you being consistent. And then you kind of like do whatever your body tells you to do on those other days, like something like that. Or I'm going to be consistent with my diet and eat balanced meals at every single meal. Like you need some sort of consistency as well.
Also consistency with stress reducing practices. Meditation can help with weight loss for this reason, reducing your cortisol. I also just want to like last note, the calm magnesium, I'm honestly just not a fan of for people. They changed their formula, and I know whatever sweetener, or there's whatever the flavor
stevia
thing. Yeah. I think there's something in there that's derived from corn. And I know it can cause inflammation in people.
They have citric acid and a couple other like natural flavors and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like don't. I would honestly just remove that. I'm not a natural calm fan. I like just take magnesium pills that don't have added things in them.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that helped. I think we like
we covered all bases.
Yeah, we covered all of our bases.
Okay.
I think.
Well, we can do one more. That's a little bit more succinct.
Is it though? Is it? Okay, this is from Alyssa. She's 30. She says a ton of really nice. She says a ton of really nice things about us. Thank you so much. I'm not going to read them because then I'm going to sound like I'm full of myself. And I didn't say them. Alyssa said them. So thank you. Okay. So she says, she has a lot of questions, but the one thing she wants to ask about is how in the heck do you all eat so many vegetables in a day? Which veggies do you eat regularly? How do you prepare them? Roasted, steamed, in a soup, in a smoothie, juicing? Do you meal prep or do you cook all day long? I so badly want to incorporate more vegetables into mine and my family's diets, but I find the task daunting. If I were to actually measure out, I likely only consume about 1 to 3 cups of veggies per day. I need your tips and secrets for consuming more veggies. I feel like I'm stuck eating the same ones over and over. Maybe these questions are silly, but I could really use some guidance. And then she gets into sort of her whole health history, which I think we can just eliminate for now and just focus on the veggies question.
That is the question at hand.
This question isn't silly, girl. Don't worry. This question makes me crack up so hard.
I laughed really hard. I don't know if it was the question itself or just your personality behind the question, but it was a great question.
I love your personality. I really hope we meet someday in person. Honestly, I can tell just from that question that I like you. So
for real.
Props.
Well, I'd like to know if she's like eating so little vegetables. I wonder, like, this is just random, what else she's eating. Like if she's eating,
I wonder, like, what are you eating?
Are you not eating? Like, I wonder, because I do want to go into a little bit of her stuff. She says she's a little bit of like a yo-yo dieter and she's tried everything, like paleo, keto, gluten-free, everything. So like you have to have eaten some amount of vegetable, right? Or are you eating like mainly starches and whatnot? So that's just what I wonder. Like, are you really eating as little vegetables as you think?
She also talks about, she's trying to adopt a whole foods lifestyle versus a diet, which we are all about. And, she wants to sort of incorporate this into like her lifestyle for her kids and her husband, who is undergoing chemo for Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I think that that's really admirable. And I think this could be the perfect time for you to adopt this type of lifestyle for your entire family. I'm sure it would really help your husband as well as he goes through this. And it'll just set your kids up for positive habits in the future. So I think it's really admirable that you are trying to make this lifestyle change right now. So props to you. And I think we can definitely give some tips, right? I mean, if anyone eats a lot of vegetables, it's me.
Yeah, we both eat a lot of veggies. You definitely
really want to. I was thinking about the other day. Side note is like I really want to find a paleo eating competition because I would win.
We should host it.
Like if I could find that, I would slay that competition. Like I can't eat anybody, and I can't enter into most eating competitions because they eat things that I'm like allergic to,
like
but if you give me just like a paleo eating competition, like I will win. And I really would love to.
My money's on you. Literally, if you ever find that, my money is 100%.
Someone hosts it. I swear to God, I will. God. I think people would be scared if they saw everything I put into my body.
Okay, but girl, you don't have to eat as many vegetables as Christina does. But
probably
my basic tip is you're a classic yo-yo dieter. Like you said it yourself. So you're very used to taking things away and restricting. So I'm not even going to tell you like take grains away and just replace them with vegetables. I'm going to tell you eat what you're eating and add vegetables. Like I wouldn't even try to take anything away. I would just put more vegetables on top of what you're already doing. And then you're going to create this like habitual thing with vegetables where you need them at every single meal and you're going to feel better because you're eating them at every single meal. And then you'll probably see later on like how your diet will shift and adapt. So I don't know what the heck you're eating, but my favorite thing to do with vegetables is to just roast them and put them in anything. So I don't know if you eat pasta or like rice or like what's going on with that situation, but if that's what you're doing, like just roast a whole bunch of broccoli or whatever and throw it in with what you're already doing. And it's a really good addition. And I think roasting vegetables, like you do it all the time, Christina, and I do it all the time because it is the best way. So
easy.
Yes, it is the best way to make vegetables take freaking good. Like just put a bunch of coconut oil on there or avocado oil and don't skip on the fat because the fat is what like caramelizes the vegetables and makes them taste sweeter and get really brown and like crispy and yummy. So put a bunch of fat on there. Like my favorite seasonings for vegetables are salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. It's like an amazing combination. So I put that on basically every roasted vegetable liberally because I do not like bland food. And then I roast it at a higher heat, like 400, 425 until they're crispy and brown. And seriously, your family and you can't resist like brown vegetables. They're so good. So
So there are different ways to do this. Some people really like to meal prep, so you could take a few hours out of one day a week to just cook a ton of food. I don't like to do that personally, but this is like what works for me personally is every time I cook a ton of whatever I'm making. So if at lunch I want to have cauliflower and broccoli, I'm going to fill up a whole tray. I'm going to cook as much as I can of that at once. And then the key is always in the leftovers. Like just always, anytime you're making something, none of this, I'm just making enough for one meal. I'm making as much as I could possibly fit on my baking sheets, like all of it. The other thing that's really useful just to start with, like, so you say you're eating 1 to 3 cups of veggies a day, but the easiest thing is buy a big container of salad greens and put all of your food on top of that. Like put everything on top of a bag of greens, add in a cup or spinach. An really easy way to get spinach, to get greens in your diet is to do sauteed spinach because it cooks down. You can get a ton of
I've seen all those
veggies.
memes of like spinach cooking down to nothing.
You can, like honestly, I could eat a whole container once it cooks down to nothing. And that's a good way to get it into your kids' diets too. Like you could make an omelet, and put a bunch of veggies. You put spinach in there, it just shrinks down. Like that's really easy. A big scramble in the morning, just chop up veggies, throw them in there. I think what can be really helpful is like go to the store and just buy a ton of vegetables. And then maybe if you do dedicate like 30 minutes, just chop everything up so it's ready during the week. And then when you do want to go to roast or, saute it or whatever you do, it's already chopped and literally all you have to do is toss it on the sheet, toss some spices on there and the oil and you're good. I think also like just keeping it interesting, like Kara said, with the spices are really important. Like challenge yourself to try something new every week. There's no wrong way to do it. Like, you could just always use salt and pepper, and then maybe you want to try oregano this time, or maybe you want to try paprika this time, or maybe you want to try basil or garlic this. Like you just switch it up so it tastes different. And my last thing is like, I really think that people undervalue frozen vegetables. Like go to the store and get the frozen. There's so many organic frozen veggies, and you don't even have to defrost frozen vegetables. You can toss it straight on the baking sheet and just roast it up. And that's a really quick and easy way to always have veggies. Always keep a stock in your freezer of those. You can pull out a bag of broccoli, throw it on the tray, and you're good to go. But I think that those are kind of like my biggest tips. I think it's really easy to just turn everything into a salad. Like with the salad greens, it's just like a really easy way to always have a serving of green with each meal.
Yeah, those are really good tips. We're kind of opposite. Like I do some of what you do. Like I'll cook one thing and just make like double it and make a big batch.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for a while, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm bad at doing that sometimes. And lately I've been doing a little bit more meal prep. So I think you just kind of have to feel it out and like determine what does my week look like? Am I really busy this week? If you're super, super busy and you're like, I am not going to have time, you just need to make it all in one day. Just like roast a bunch of veggies and make it all in one day. If you have a little bit more leeway, I think you can do it the way that Christina does it, because me and her, like, we're at home. Like we can do that, you know, like most of the day. Also, I think in the beginning, when you're trying to introduce more vegetables, go for the ones that you gravitate towards that are like really eye-catching for you. So I know for me, like I love all the colorful vegetables, even if I'm like scared to cook them or whatever. Like I used to be frightened of beets. I just went for naturally all the super color veggies because they're so pretty to me and I couldn't resist them. So just go for the vegetables that really attract you and don't like have a judgment about it. Like if you only buy freaking carrots, whatever, like just go for it. And then eventually you'll get sick of that and you'll want to branch out and go towards more vegetables. So you can do that. And like you said, you asked about like soups, smoothies, and juicing. I don't think juicing is necessary whatsoever. You just don't need to do that. To be honest, it's going to take up way too much time for you. Like you have a family. No, you don't need to do that unless you've got a lot of time. But soups and smoothies are like my number one way to get a bunch of veggies in. With smoothies, as you probably know, you can hide so much spinach. It's ridiculous in a smoothie, or kale or whatever. If you put in pineapple or like a banana or something like that, you can really make a super good smoothie with a ton of veggies. And with soups, I make a lot of blended soups, and I'll do bone broth. Lately, I like to do cabbage in my soup, and I literally blend like a whole bunch of random vegetables like cabbage, carrots, whatever, into the bone broth, and it makes it super creamy. So even if your family's not all the way there yet, you could even make like a potato soup and blend in cauliflower, something like that, to kind of mix in and hide. So you can do that. And then you can also find a lot of vegetables. You can find a lot of recipes online for like zucchini muffins, zucchini breads, like paleo versions, gluten-free versions, whatever, zucchini pancakes, cauliflower pancakes. You can sneak vegetables into already like treat type of things. So if you're not quite there yet to where you just can't let go of treats, just add vegetables into them, and like tons of recipes for those online.
I have a really good recipe for sugar-free coconut zucchini muffins on my blog that you should make. They're really good. But another thing is, like, I feel like something that could be really great for you is something like an Instant Pot or a crock pot, because you could just make a ton of vegetables in there, throw them in there, and then they'll cook and you don't have to do anything, right? You could also make a huge batch of, like a huge thing of soup for throughout the week. I'm just trying to think of like easy ways to cook in bulk, like when you have a whole family to feed, and this could just be something that you toss it in the morning and it's done by night and way less work.
Yeah. I do a bunch of stir fries. Like if you have a huge pan, like I have a giant pan, I will literally throw in like my whole fridge worth of vegetables in there and saute it up and like put coconut aminos on it, and it's super delicious.
Yeah. I also want to address this question of, do we cook all day long? I'm just going to explain like what I do personally, because I definitely don't. So kind of the way, and I structured my days like this forever. So when I was in college, when I was working like a regular job in an office, and also now that I work from home, I always do it the same way. So I cook at dinner time. If I'm cooking at all, it's dinner time. And that's like when whatever I'm having for dinner, I make a ton of it for the rest of the week. So I have leftovers. Whatever I make for dinner, those leftovers go into my lunch for the next day. So my lunch is always greens with the leftovers from last night. So I turn it into a salad. I know for breakfast, I always know what I'm going to have. So like I eat the same thing for breakfast pretty much every day, so you don't have to think about it. So every morning, toss it in a pan, it heats up, and I do something that like cooks within like 5 minutes. So I'll have leftover like meat, and I'll toss that in the pan with greens, something that cooks quickly, like either zucchini, asparagus, or mushroom. Like I just have something that like is my go-to breakfast, and half an avocado, toss it in my pan. It's done in 5 minutes, and I eat it. My lunch is made, and then at dinner, either more leftovers from earlier, like the leftovers kind of like accumulate, you know? So I'm either having more leftovers or I'm cooking again. In which case I'm cooking a crap ton of whatever I'm eating, and it just kind of always like adds to the pile. So I'm definitely not cooking all day. That's how I'm doing it. And when I was in college, I would a lot of times throw stuff in the morning into my Instant Pot, or my crock pot at the time, and then go to class, and I'd come home at night and my dinner would be just cooked and ready for me. Yeah.
Yep. Those are really good tips. Those are definitely really good tips. I feel like I'm cooking all day sometimes, to be honest, though, because like before these past couple weeks, I've been super unprepared, and I would literally be cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I don't recommend doing that unless you are at home all day long and you're like a stay-at-home mom and that's all you have time to do, because I'm not kidding you, I was absolutely miserable. I was so stressed out all the time because I had to cook, and it takes like an hour, and then you have to eat it, and then you have to clean the kitchen. Like, no, don't go through that. Just meal prep it all at once, or do what Christina's doing, because it literally saves you the most amount of time. Like right now I literally have like a baking sheet of like 4 sweet potatoes, and that I'm about to meal prep. I'm just about to pop them in the oven. Today, actually, I had like 4 pounds of a roast that I got from Butcher Box that I put in a crock pot. So I have a crap ton of shredded meat, and then I have a bunch of salad greens in my fridge. So I just have vegetables and meat that's just ready to put into a bowl and eat. You know, it's like what you do. Like, I think we all kind of do similar things, just making a bunch of components and then putting it all together into a mishmash.
I think that if you have salad greens, you're in good shape. If you have salad greens and frozen veggies, you're in good shape. Also, I can't wait to try a sweet potato tonight for the first time in a year. I hope I don't die.
I hope you live. And
yeah, me too. Let's just lastly, so she says, which veggies do you eat regularly?
Okay.
Do you have favorite veggies?
So lately I've been really into bok choy, like hardcore into bok choy. Eat it all the time. The baby one, the big one, whatever. I freaking love bok choy. I also, this is an amazing tip. This just has made my life so much better. I got an Inspiralizer. So I got the veggie spiralizer thing, and it has literally changed
Wait, what did you get?
life. And an Inspiralizer. That's what it's called.
Is it called an It's not just called a spiralizer?
Well, there are many different types of spiralizers, but
it's inspiring you.
But no, this specific one is called the Inspiralizer, because it's like apparently the best spiralizer on the market, and I agree, because I've been through a lot of spiralizers that suck. So go get the Inspiralizer if you want it. It's awesome. But I got one, and I've literally been spiralizing everything and making noodles out of everything, and it is the best. It's like eating pasta, but you can't spiralize bok choy, or else I would do that. But anyways, I've been really into sweet potatoes lately, really into bok choy. For some reason, I'm back into green beans. I cycle in and out of green beans a lot, but I do green beans. I love romaine a lot. Like, I love romaine, kale, cauliflower, the basics.
All the basics.
What about you?
I feel like I'm going to turn into a cauliflower, because
you will.
my favorite vegetable. I eat it all the time. It's so versatile because you can do cauliflower rice. You can do my cauliflower oatmeal. You can do regular roasted cauliflower. You can put it in smoothies. You can do so many things with cauliflower. You can do mashed cauliflower. I love that. I love Brussels sprouts. I love broccoli. I love cruciferous vegetables.
Oh my God. How could I forget Brussels sprouts?
I love Brussels sprouts so much. They're so good. I love fennel. I love roasted fennel. I also love roasted watermelon radish. Yellow squash is so good. Those are probably like my top ones, I think.
They are. Every time that we're together, you want yellow squash. And I'm like, this must be one of her favorite veggies.
I know. And it's so funny because I used to hate it and I wouldn't eat it until my last food intolerance test. I tested, that I was intolerant to zucchini, but not yellow squash. So I'm like, I should try this again because I have nothing to eat. And then I ate it and now I'm obsessed with it. And it's all I want. Good. Yeah. My favorite thing ever is yellow squash with cauliflower with salmon with Primal Kitchen mayo. Oh, guys, use the code Straight Up Paleo for 10% off all things Primal Kitchen. # not sponsored.
We had to have a cool code. So
yeah, we had a code. Yeah. But yeah. That's like my ultimate combo. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Sounds so good. Yeah. You know what vegetable I actually hate though right now? What? Zucchini. I'm like so over zucchini, dude.
Zucchini and asparagus, I have a really hard time with. I'm sorry.
Honestly, that's really funny you say that because those are the two vegetables right now that like I look at in the grocery store. I'm like, get away from me. Like I do not want you.
I don't like the way they taste, but I still eat them.
I know.
I'm just like trying to make it work to get more variety in, but like I'm bored. I'm just bored. I'm just bored. They're too bland. They're too bland. Yeah, I don't know. Also, jicama fries.
Oh my God.
I'm really into.
Jicama is so good. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that.
We could talk about vegetables all day.
Yeah, hopefully that helped. Thanks for the question. And I'm excited for you to incorporate more veggies into your life. It'll be good. It'll be delicious.
Let us know how it goes. Your whole family will love it.
Yeah. I also find that the kiddos love the spiralized and the mashed things. So mash your cauliflower, mash your broccoli, spiralize all of the things, the zucchini, the sweet potatoes, the beets. You can buy it. Oh, also another quick tip. Honestly, buy pre-cut vegetables if you can. It just makes life a lot easier. I'm just going to put that out there. Maybe that's just me, but
I never buy pre-cut vegetables.
I always buy pre-cut. I honestly hate cutting vegetables, so I just think it saves lives over there. The frozen pre-cut vegetables, do it. Oh, I forgot. One of my favorite veggies is okra.
Oh my, because it's out of season. That's why.
Woo! Yeah,
but it is so good.
It is
roasted okra.
So good. Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks for tuning in again this week and listening to us ramble. And I don't know.
Hopefully we'll see your face in Dallas.
Yeah. I hope we see your face. Well, we'll have another podcast before that, right? Yeah, we'll have one more.
Yeah, we will, but I still want to see your face. So if you live in Dallas or the surrounding area.
Also, join our Facebook group, Straight Up Paleo Pals, if you want to be our pal. It's a lot of fun in there. We have parties in there. Facebook parties.
Straight up, we should just extend it, make it straight up Paleo Pal Party.
Yeah, we should.
There we go. Sup. I am delirious. I have to go to the grocery store. Speaking of vegetables, I have none. So I have to go buy some. Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm getting them delivered to my house at 5 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm good in that department. But if you don't have that, I'm sorry. So that's it for this week. Thanks for joining in. Make sure you leave a rating and review on iTunes if you haven't. And subscribe if you haven't as well because it's free. And that way you'll find out every time we upload a new podcast. So that will be it for this week. We love you guys. We will talk to you again next Thursday.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.